Good morning, class. Today we will be working on Unit 3, Lesson 4, Homework. And we are going to be using number lines with our fractions today. Number 1 says, explain Tanith's work so far to someone at home. And what it is Tanith is using a number line to find 3/4 times 2/5. And this is her work so far. You can see in this top number line here, she has a number line where she has identified 2/5. 1/5, and then she has 2/5. In the second number line, she has identified 2/5 again, but broken it down into 20ths. And the reason she went to 20ths is because she's looking at 3/4, and she's looking at multiplying it by 2/5. And what she did to get the number line with 20ths in it is she found the common denominator. And the common denominator for 4 and 5 is 20ths. So she broke up this second line into 20ths. It's just the explain your thinking piece for number 1. In number 2, it says finish Tanith's work by circling 3/4 of each. And all you would need to do there is circle literally the 3/4. You can see that each of these 20ths here for the 1/5 is broken up into 4 chunks. So you would be circling 3 of those 4 chunks. And I'm going to go ahead and do that with you. 1, 2, 3. There's 3/4. Okay. And then again to the next one. 1, 2, 3. And there's 3/4. And there you've circled 3/4 of each of those fifths. So you've got 3/4 of 2/5 circled when you add those two together. It asks you how many 20ths you circled, and you can see that you circled 1, 2, and 3 20ths here, and then 1, 2, and 3 20ths here, which makes 6 20ths. And that could be reduced, or 2 can go into 6 3 times, and 2 can go into 20 10 times. So it's 6 20ths or 3/10. Number 2 asks, what is a 3/4 times 2/5? And we have 3/4 times 2/5. And remember, with multiplication, we go ahead and just multiply straight across. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. 4 times 5 is equal to 20. So 6 20ths, and that can be reduced to 3/10. Okay, you could also, if you did this one, you could, I want to erase that. If you completed this problem, you could also cross reduce. You have 3/4 and you have 2/5. 2/5, and you're multiplying, and you know that 2 and 4, okay, 2 is a factor of 4, so 2 can go into 2 once, and 2 can go into 4 twice, so you could do it that way as well, and 3 times 1 is equal to 3, and 2 times 5 is equal to 10. It's just a quicker way to get to your reduced fraction there. And so your answer here is 3/10. And number 3 says, use the number line to find 2/3 times 5/6. Label all parts above and below. So you again have 2/3 times 5/6. And so when you're labeling above, you can take, and you could break those up into 6, the top lines. So you could say that this first one would be 1/6, the second one would be 2/6, the third one would be 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6. I'm going to go ahead and type those quickly to make them a little more clear for you to read. Now that we have the top broken up into 6, we're going to look at our denominators there, and then we know that 3 times 6 is equal to 18. So the bottom needs to be broken up into 18 equal parts, meaning the 18 over 18 is equal to 1 would be down here. Now, if we have 6 equal pieces here, we need to break that 18 up into 6 equal pieces. We know that each of these 6 chunks is going to be broken up then into 3 pieces, because 6 times 3 is equal to 18. So we need to break each section here up into 3 equal pieces the best that you can. Each one of those will be 1/18. So break them up the best that you can into 3 equal pieces. Okay, so if you break each of the 6 chunks into 3 equal pieces, that will give you 18. Go through and label them, starting with 1/18, The next would be 2/18, and 3/18, which is equal to 1/6. I'm going to go ahead and type those in so that it's easier for you to read. Alright, so I'm rerouting my efforts here as the space is too small for me to use this. So I actually am going to go to a second page here, and then we can label them this way because I could not fit them no matter what I did. So here we're going to have 1/18. Here we're going to have 2/18. This would be 3/18, which is also equal to 1/6. This would be 4/18, 5/18, 6/18. This one's going to be 7/18, 8/18, 9/18, which is equal to 3/6, 10/18, 11/18, 12/18, which is equal to 4/6, 13/18, 14/18, 15/18, which is 5/6, 16/18, 17/18, and then the 18/18 would be the same as if there were 6/6 or 18/18. Those are both equal to 1. And that's how you would label all the parts above and below. So you'd have the sixths, you'd break it up into sixths because you have 6 equal portions. You'd break those up into 3 pieces each because the denominators multiplied by each other. 6 times 3 are equal to 18, and then you'd label them this way. In order to use that line, that fraction line, to be able to figure out 2/3 times 5/6, you would then circle 2/3 of each of those sixths. So you have 2/3 of that. Then you have the next line, circle 2/3. Okay, the next one you're circling 2/3. The next one you're circling 2/3. The next one you're circling. If you count them, you can see that you circled 2/3 of 5 of those because it's 2/3 times 5. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those circled. And if you were to count each of those, you'd have 2 circled here, so that's 2. 2 circled here, which is 4. 2 circled here, which is 6. 2 here, which is 8, and 2 here, which is 10. So you would have 10 of those 18ths circled. So your answer to the 2/3 times 5/6 is equal to 10/18. And if you reduced that when you were completing, you know that 2 is a factor of both those. 2 goes into 10 5 times, and 2 goes into 18 9 times. And I should have written or. So 10/18 or 5/9 would be your answer for number 3. And number 4, we're going to go ahead and go back to the page where you can read them. Number 4 reads, 4 friends at a party popped 3/4 of a bag of popcorn. They ate half of what was popped. What fraction of the popcorn in the bag did they eat? Well, we know that they popped 3/4 of the bag, and of that 3/4, right, we have the word of, that's the big thing. Of that 3/4, they ate half. How do you write half? 1/2 is equal to half. So we have 3/4 times 1/2 because we want to know what half of 3/4 is. And so we simply multiply straight across. 3 times 1 is equal to 3. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. And your answer is 3/8 of a bag of popcorn. 3/8 of a bag of popcorn. And remember to include your labels, please. And you're going to go ahead and complete number 5 on your own, and then when you look down at numbers 6 through 12, we're going to start talking about multiplying fraction by a fraction, which we have done. Okay, we have lots of practice with this, and a fraction by a whole number in one case, which are 2 of them, which are 9 and 13, and we've practiced those as well. I'll do a couple of examples with you, and I need you to make sure that you pay attention to the directions because these ones say do not simplify. So you're going to be leaving these in fraction form, and some of them will come up as improper fractions, and you're going to go ahead and leave them there. Go ahead and complete number 6 together. Number 6 reads 2/7 times 1/3, and I'm going to go ahead and multiply straight across. 2 times 1 is equal to 2. 7 times 3 is equal to 21. So your answer is 2 over 20. Okay, we'll go ahead and complete one more together. Let's look at number 9. Number 9 reads 2/7 times 12. When we have a whole number, in order to make the whole number into a fraction, remember we write that whole number over 1. So now you have 2/7 times 12 over 1. And 12 times 2 is equal to 24. And 7 times 1 is equal to 7. So you are left here with an improper fraction. And according to the directions, you do not simplify, so you leave that alone. And so your answer is just going to be 24/7. 24/7. All right, kiddos, go ahead and finish out the page. You have to do number 5 on your own, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Once you've finished, take a picture of your work, attach it to the assignment, upload it in Teams, and turn it in. And please make sure that even though I completed the number line practices with you, you're actually completing them on your page, because I want you to get to that point where you understand how to break your number lines up. Thank you.